This is a house where you spend most of your life. It's supposed to be a sanctuary from prying eyes, or at least it used to be.
But today, we invite tech brands into our house whose gadgets abuse our trust and watch us.
Take the Roomba, the first robot many of us let inside our homes. In 2020, a development version of the Roomba took a picture of a woman on the toilet. The photos were promptly leaked onto Discord. Today, I'm going to take you through every room in your home
and explain how tech companies spy on you from the inside
and what you can do to stop it. Ring ring! It's the doorbell! A study from 2026 found that almost half of all US homes have a camera doorbell, and the most common camera doorbell is Amazon's Ring.
Now that it's installed, your cheap doorbell is ready to watch and listen to anybody that passes by.
But even if you don't care about people outside your house, you may care that in 2023, the Federal Trade Commission accused Ring of allowing employees and contractors broad access to customer video footage.
The FTC says the access was used for spying on customers,
and that some workers viewed private videos of users in sensitive spaces. Here's what you can do. The safest security camera system is the one that stores the video on your own drive. If you have the tech chops, try Ubiquiti Unify Protect. If you must use something like a Ring, disable facial recognition and anything else that requires cloud processing.
After having your picture taken, you walk through the front door.
This is the hallway. Now we want to protect our family, so we have this panel here, our alarm system. Modern systems keep logs of every instance motion is detected. Some systems even offer subscription-based facial recognition features. This could build a profile down to the individual family member.
You'd think companies would safeguard this data, but Wise has had 3 major security breaches, including one in 2024, where customers could see other users' photos and videos.
That smart device is keeping track of not just this setting, but every setting you've ever had. And in it is what we call a pattern of life. It basically plays back a movie when you're home, when you're not home, when you go to bed, when you had a bender, you stayed up all night, all those things.
Traditional home security companies like ADT, Honeywell, and SimpliSafe tend to focus more on intrusion detection than building giant advertising profiles around your daily life. Welcome to the living room. In 2015, a man named Peter Kent told the BBC about a strange message he'd gotten from his new Samsung Smart TV, warning users that it would actively listen to conversations in order to detect voice commands, and if Peter wanted to discuss sensitive topics, then perhaps he should do it in the other room.
I feel a bit annoyed that it wasn't made clear to me.
And it's not just Samsung. Between roughly 2014 and 2017, Vizio TVs had software called Smart Interactivity enabled on millions of TVs. Vizio linked viewing histories with IP addresses, demographic data, and then sold that information to advertisers and data brokers for targeted advertising across devices.
This is a giant advertising billboard for what appears to be a deceptively low price.
The best way to avoid a spying TV is to get a real dumb one
and use a streaming stick.
You can also join the retro trend of owning your own copies of movies and TV shows.
Use Plex or Jellyfin to stream digitized versions on your own movie server.
Let's check on the kids. This cute dinosaur is from the toy maker Bondu AI. Bondu says this Softosaurus can finish stories with your kid, teach them geography, and even encourage them to wash their hands. But just this year, it was revealed that tens of thousands of chat logs from minors could be accessed, and not only by Bondu, but by anyone with a Gmail account.
Even though most parents won't have a high-tech toy like this, they'll surely have one of these.
There is an endless variety of baby monitors, keeping an eye on everything from breathing to sleep position and even blood pressure. But there have been many reports of strangers being able to access Wi-Fi-enabled baby monitors, even being able to talk to the child.
Who is that? I'm your best friend. I'm Santa Claus.
There are closed-loop baby monitors, and if you do want your kid to have a semi-smart plush, the Kapu claims to be an AI companion
without the usual security concerns. The most private room in your house is not so private anymore, your bathroom.
Withings is selling a product called the U-Scan, which sits on the inside of your toilet bowl analyzing your pee for ketone levels, bioacidity, and hydration. And all this information gets bundled up and sent to the cloud where the companies can do with it whatever their terms of service allows.
As you all know, a company's terms of service can be incredibly complex, and opting out isn't always an easy process.
It will say things like, we reserve the right to share this data with third parties, and then we don't know what happens to it afterwards. And honestly, they don't care. Like, I do this for a living and it's tiring, and it is absolutely ridiculous.
And your toothbrush is a snitch too. And an ongoing class action lawsuit is alleging that Oral-B is non-consensually saving your biometric data through the app they use to detect proper face positioning for brushing. If you want to keep a log of your health data, use apps like Obsidian or Standard Notes. Even Apple Notes can function as a health journal, keeping your data private, local, and encrypted. There's sleep tracking, there's smart mattress, but who am I kidding? Let's just get it over with.
In your bedroom, sex toys are smart now.
A lawsuit against the smart vibrator WeVibe alleges that the company's app was designed to collect information about how often and with what setting the vibrator was used, all without the customer's knowledge or consent. Now, it's pretty obvious why most people don't want this known about them, but maybe you have one of these devices and you've shared the login with someone who isn't your spouse. Could that data be subpoenaed in a divorce proceeding? For privacy, a good old-fashioned analog toy is still the best bet. And if you really want to find someone else to operate it, look for someone who lives nearby.
Now to the heart of the home, the kitchen.
The smart fridge has become the center of a little piece of internet lore. Back in the summer of 2019, a girl named Dorothy created an Ariana Grande fan account on Twitter. As she began to amass a following, her mom took her phone away. Minutes later, she fired off another tweet from her Nintendo DS. Her mom took away the DS. Days of silence followed. Finally, her account came back to life with a tweet from the only internet-connected device she still had access to. The family's LG smart refrigerator.
The hashtag Free Dorothy story highlighted the growing presence of internet-connected appliances like your spy fridge.
They shouldn't have to worry about their refrigerator recording the conversations with their spouse while they're standing in the kitchen.
There are now air fryers asking for your personal data and microphone permission on your phone for no specific reason. And smart fridges have cameras so you can monitor what food you have left, but they can also be used to know which ads to directly target you with.
People come to me when they are being subject to domestic abuse. And often they say, we have all of these smart devices inside of the house.
Mundane smart devices being used as tools for intimidation, harassment, and monitoring by abusers. Smart controlled air conditioning suddenly being set to extreme temperatures, or countertop speakers randomly blaring music.
It's so basic, but if you must have smart devices, change the passwords and don't use simple ones like 1212.
Why should people care about this stuff?
They still lock their doors and close the curtains on their windows. Real privacy is not about keeping everything private from everyone all the time. It is about having control over your data and deciding who sees what when.
Your house is your sanctuary. The reason it has a roof is to protect you from all the nonsense that comes from the dark clouds overhead. It's now our responsibility to keep a roof over our family's privacy as well.